Bonjour, welcome to La Foret podcast.
What were some challenges you faced while moving from B1 to B2?
Again, B1 to B2 is itself a big jump. I don't know if I was doing.
So tell me what were some things which you think were new for you in B1 and B2 while studying with us?
The fact that everything was in French. So even ma'am used to explain me what the article was about. Like I was just absorbing that, okay, this is what it is. This is how I should speak. This is like a benchmark. Like this is what I have to speak and deliver.
Do you like more self-study or structured classes with some teachers?
Specific instructions, especially from you and Parmam, that okay, this is what you need to do. You need to do writing this day. You need to do speaking this day. That helped me a lot. We've been speaking our maternal language and English, like most of us, since birth, and it's very natural to us. And then we expect that we would do the same thing with French, which is impractical, but it's a dream for a lot of people. You're able to push through those difficult days, and there is someone who can support you and tell you that it's normal. It happens to everyone. All you have to do is continue doing what you're doing. So La Foret gives you that kind of platform that you build a relationship with your teacher, and it's not just like academic, it's really motivating.
And I was laughing in between because that was me. I used to ask Dhwani in class, have you been meditating? I told her कि yoga करो.
Yeah. And I did.
Bonjour, welcome to La Foret podcast. Today I'm very happy to be here to welcome you all to our podcast. At La Foret, we believe that language learning is not just about learning a language or developing new vocabulary. It's about creating a strong relationship with a language which boosts your confidence and gives you a flair. Today we are going to talk about a new journey, a long journey related to the French language. Today we have Dr. Kavita joining me today in this very special episode. Her teaching focuses on creating a strong base during the A1, A2 levels and a good structure in B1 and B2 levels. She's been working closely with our students to motivate them to work more and more toward their goals.
Thanks, Vibha. I had an opportunity to work closely with Dhwani during her learning from B1 to B2. And during this period, I saw her growing not only in her language skill but also confidence and clarity. She was consistent in her efforts, open to feedback, and willing to work on her weakness, the qualities which are required when you are progressing from B1 to B2. It is truly rewarding to see our students carry forward this foundation and achieve success in competitive exams like TCF. To start from beginning, Dhwani, can you share your overall experience with us of learning French from B1 to B2?
Sure. It was a roller coaster. It wasn't easy. It's very challenging. But with the right guidance, thanks to you all, and efforts and consistency, I was able to do it. It took me 8 months. Honestly, before I thought that I could do it within 6 months, like it has been advertised on social medias, which is not true. And thanks to La Foret and clear guidance and realistic thoughts and like clear structure, I had a good picture of what I was expecting and what efforts I have to put in. So all I can say, with all consistent efforts and like daily practice, I was able to achieve it. So
How did your confidence and understanding of the language evolve during this phase?
when I started working with you from A1, we brushed off A2 skills. Sorry, A2. We brushed off our A2 skills like very quickly, I think within a week. And when we started B1, it was quite a jump because there was a lot of new grammar topics, a lot of new vocabulary. So it took me a while to grasp all that. But with the help of Cosmopolitan and our regular practice sessions and reading articles together, and you especially making sure and asking me what I understood first, and then you would explain me, okay, this is what it actually meant, helped me build helped me build like good comprehensive skills. And because of that, I was able to follow like whatever I need to work on. So during B1, I could say that my reading was improving a lot. Like globally, I was able to understand what the article was about, and I was able to catch a lot of grammar structures. So yeah.
What were some challenges you faced while moving from B1 to B2?
Again, B1 to B2 is itself a big jump. There's a lot of new vocabulary, and especially a lot of new tenses like subjunctive. Like, uh, it's not that hard when you start to practice it, but it's really hard to put into action. So, making sure that like I'm using the right tenses at the right time, and conveying my message using the right grammar, and building my speaking skills during B2 was really crucial. And I would say that helped me a lot while focusing on just like exam centric preparations. So B2 was definitely the most challenging, and it required daily efforts. There were times when I was really demotivated and I felt like I've hit a plateau and I was not growing, and I don't know if I was doing things right or if I could see results myself. But with my professor, especially like Payal ma'am and Vibha ma'am, I could get a detailed review on, no, this is what is improving and this is what you need to work on. So that really helped me a lot.
Okay. How important do you think structure classes, classroom discussion, and peer interaction were during this stage?
For me, it was everything, because I'm someone who gets really lost and I want to do everything at once. So, and I get really demotivated if I don't see results like instantly. So, I was putting in efforts, like I was doing reading, writing, listening every single day. And especially during the last days, I used to do 2 to 3 papers every day because I wanted to do it in one go, which was a bit unrealistic at that time, because I started learning French. Like, my journey is really short. Normally it takes like 10 months, 12 months, I don't. So it was a bit I was a bit over optimistic. But because of the guided structure and because of the things that Vibha ma'am and Payal ma'am used to highlight, especially during the exam specific sessions, that okay, speaking is what you need to work on the most, then comes writing. Reading, listening, you are good at, so you don't need to waste so much time on it. And thanks to Vibha ma'am, during the last few days, she took every single day listening sessions with me, even on festival days, Uttarayan, which is, I'm very, very grateful. You can never find anything like that. So I would say, yeah, that was something that helped me a lot.
I want to clarify. So you joined us from B1. We revised A1, A2 a little with Kavita ma'am. But can you start from the big? Tell me little from the beginning. How was your A1, A2 as well? Just add to that.
So I wanted to learn French mainly because of two things. Because I wanted to increase my score overall, and as French being the second language in Canada, I thought that it would be really helpful for me to get more good job roles. So in 2024, starting, I would say March, I looked for instructors and professors while I was in Canada. And I found someone, and we did A1, A2, but it was just grammar, and something felt off. I don't know what it was, but I felt that nothing was right because I was not able to even converse a single sentence, or not even to frame a single simple sentence like basic routine, which A2 level students should be doing. So I realized that this is not something for me, and I dropped the idea of learning French. So here and there, like in Canada, you will see products, and on the products you have like detailed French, like ingredients or whatever. So I used to try reading it because I had the idea of how to pronounce things, but I understood that I'm understanding nothing at all. So after that, in 2025, I thought that I should give it a try, and I have called many institutions, but when I spoke with Saurabh, it felt really good because he was very clear that this is not something that can be done in 4 months. So if you're thinking you'll be doing it 4 months, then I don't think we are the right fit for you. And if you give me like 7 to 8 months, I am sure we can deliver what you're visioning. So I thought, like, okay, he is very clear, and there is no like business gimmick in it. So I took a trial session, and after that Aarti ma'am took my test, and she scored me, and she thought that okay, you can start with B1, you have a good grasp till A2 grammar, and we'll able to develop the speaking after all. So after that I decided to join, and thanks to that we've cleared our exam in first go.
At what point did you decide that you want to attempt TCF exam?
So for me, uh, you, Kavita ma'am, and Payal ma'am made it very clear like what TEF has to offer and what TCF has to offer. For me, speaking was a huge challenge. So in TCF, there is a bit of advantage that you can actually prepare your introduction, and you can actually structure some of the questions, and then we can obviously like turn around the question as per the subject. So that gave a little bit of advantage, and because of that, I decided TCF.
What motivated you to take that step?
Um, so for me, even though I was a bit hesitant, I thought that I should give it a try, no matter what the results are, to see and understand how I am doing under the exam pressure. And at the very end, Payal ma'am used to tell me that all you lack is confidence. It's not your skills, it's your confidence. If you think too much, you're not going to do it. So I would push you to just go ahead and deliver. Just deliver on the exam day whatever you think you can, and that gave me an overall boost to just go with it.
So tell me, what were some things which you think were new for you in B1 and B2 while studying with us?
So the fact that everything was in French. So even though you ma'am used to explain me what the article was about, it was always in French. She would give me my time. Okay, this is what I said. You tell me what you understand, and then she would say, no, this is what I meant, and this is what you understand. So that was kind of a reality check for me that whatever I've learned in grammar is something different. Like grammatical is different and practical French is different when you speak. So B1, I would say that was like a sponge. Like I was just absorbing that okay, this is what it is. This is how I should speak, and this is like a benchmark. Like this is what I have to speak and deliver. So I worked a lot with Kavita. I remember we used to just converse, no matter what the subject, no matter like I used to tell my daily activities, what I did in the day. That was like a basic first 5 to 10 minutes of our class. So we used to talk a lot. If I have nothing to say and it's repetitive, there would be some like an topic, like an interesting topic. And then we started watching the series Lou. So I would just give the explanation. Okay, this is what I understand from this particular episode, and that helped me a lot. So, but in B2, it was more of using it in a correct way. Like I remember I would just throw in randomly the grammatical tenses. Like I know how to conjugate subjunctive, but I don't know when to use the subjunctive. So that was a task for me. And I would say I polished that in B2.
Okay, then that's good. So, often what I see in classes with other students and my students is that, they're very hesitant to speak. But I always tell them that, it's very important that you speak in classes so that your fear of speaking, it goes away by the time you reach the prep. But yeah, so that is something that you really did with ma'am, right? You spoke a lot in class. So that is one message to the students who are watching this, to, give up your fear during your B1, B2, maximum B2. Do not go farther than that, because in your prep, you are expected to speak as much as you can because it's for your exam. Okay. So, thanks, Dhwani. So, was there any gap apart from A2 to B1? There was a long gap, as you mentioned. But apart from that, did you take any gaps or breaks or pauses?
Not as such. Like, obviously, there were mental gaps when I felt like, okay, nothing is working because it's a language. Like, you don't know if you're progressing unless someone points out that no, you are progressing. So, there were days that I was really, really demotivated and I didn't want to study even for like 10 minutes because I don't know where I'm going. On those days, what I used to do either listening or reading so that I don't lose a touch with French, but I don't have to use so much of my brain while speaking and writing. So yeah, there was not any break in particular, but yeah, there was like a little bit of pause where I did not touch any grammar, where I did not touch speaking or writing.
Yeah, so that's fine, but you were still always in touch,
Always for
basically.
like 8 months, yes.
Okay, so B1 to TCF, you took 8 months.
Yes, approx 8 months. So I started in May and I gave the exam. I appeared for exam on 16th of Jan. So it's about 8 months.
So you prepared for about 8 months. Out of that, 2 months was just exam prep.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me, how did you approach the different paths? And you had learned French in general till B2, that's fine. So how did the prep change now after B2? How did it change?
So when I first started like exam centric sessions, it was like that on specific days we would do writing, on specific days we would do speaking. So because of that well planned structure, like I know that on first session there was like an introduction that in writing you have to do this. There are 3 sections and you are expected to use this many tense. You're expected to write this way, and even in speaking it was like an like explanation that this is what we expect from you, and these are the topics. So for first week I would say I just browsed around like and searched all the topics that were being asked because there are like so many of them. And then I got introduced to TCF Formacio. um, and yeah, so for 2 months I would say I have done very less grammar. I have just done like speaking, writing, even though I didn't want to at few days, but it was just like following the 4 sections again and again to get used to it and to be able to write it and get done with on time, which is also a task, especially for writing. That was something I used to struggle with, but over the period it was all it was all done.
Okay. So you talked about TCF Formation. You talked about, like you mentioned, TCF Formation and Cosmopolite. Uh, Tell me about the different study methods and study resources that you used and which of them were the most effective.
So for me, I used to write better than I speak. So I understood that the grammar is not that much of a problem. But whenever I wanted to revise, there is a book called Barron's, I guess. I used to follow that for brushing up particular topic and also my class notes, which helped me a lot because while I was doing B1 and B2, I have made many points that this is what I can speak, this sentence is what it makes, this is like actual B2 level of saying things in a particular way. So I used to keep brushing it off. Uh, Other than that, Prep My Future, I used Prep My Future for last 7 days just to get like a quick revision, I would say. And I have finished Prep I think it was for 32 hours or something, and I've done it over 7 days. So that was that. And other than that, for listening especially, you recommended me a lot of videos from Arifi and all that. So I have heard that. And whenever I used to get bored, Kavita ma'am recommend me Lou. So I watched Lou whenever I get, so that I am in touch with French because it's interesting. It's cartoon. Um, so yeah, that's all I used.
Do you like more self study or structured classes with some teachers or some other students?
For me, it is always structure classes because I have a tendency to get lost. Like I want to do everything at once. So and then I would get really overwhelmed and quit practicing because the whole journey is very stressful. So without any proper guidance and without clear instructions, I don't think it's possible. And it's always better to have someone tell you that this is what you should do and this is how you will see a progress. Other than that, learning a language is just like walking on a long road and you don't know where the destination is. So because of the specific instructions, especially from you and Palmam, that okay, this is what you need to do. You need to do writing this day. You need to do speaking this day. That helped me a lot because I did not use my brain. I said, okay, this is what they're asking me to do, and I have to do it. So I would say it was like a classroom homework. I used to do it. And for my own revision, before sleeping, it was like a ritual. I have to do one listening and one reading, for sure. And during the day, I would do writing and speaking. And even for speaking, for me, I am a bit shy, so for me, talking is a huge deal because I cannot express my thoughts well, and because of that, I would not reach the level that I have to, even though I can, but I couldn't. So, because of the professors and teachers at La Foret, they pushed me a lot and they motivated me that you have to talk. There is no other way. If you will not talk, then nobody can help you. So, because of that, I think I have developed a bit talking nature as well because if you cannot express, you cannot deliver, and then the other person cannot judge you over it, and then definitely you'll lose scores. So the last 10 days that you gave speaking session, you that was the time I realized that I have to speak. If I don't speak, I am losing my marks. So after that, I think I started doing like mirror practicing, like just standing before mirror and trying to talk and talk, recording. But I don't think that worked for me a bit because I used to get really nervous listening to my own voice. So I stopped recording, but I used to just speak randomly. I would not record or see myself, but I would just speak, and that helped at the end. So, yeah.
Well, when you said that, French has changed you, I just something that also happened with me. I always, when I was studying French, I used to read in the books that, French will help me change my, changer votre vie and all of that, right? So I just used to read, but when I started, really understanding and all, I really understood what it really meant. I realized that how it had changed my life. I had become open to new experiences. So yeah, did it also happen with
Yeah,
you?
definitely. Uh, Even when you are reading something in English, so your mind says that in French.
Yeah.
So yeah, even me, I used to be. I mean, in college, I used to talk very less. I used to just get home right after classes, no bunking, never, and all. Like I still don't do all of that, but I am open to more, like open to newer things. Like even this podcast for us, this is a new thing, and it's fun. So.
Yeah.
um Okay, also about you said you used to record yourself, but then you stopped recording because you got nervous. And isn't that what I used to say? That, to be less nervous, you have to be more nervous at first.
Yes.
So, why did you stop recording?
Because at the end, when I used to hear my own voice, and then because you catch on a lot of things when you hear like a lot of mistakes. So I would say, okay, why did I use this thing? Why did I use this tense? I know I have to use this tense, and still I used like. For example, passé composé imparfait. I know the difference, but still I would just jumble when I used to record it. Just because I know someone was capturing me and there was something going on, I used to fumble, which was not the case during my class time. Like, I can speak, I can express. Even with Kavita ma'am, the normal conversations, daily conversations, I can speak really well. But when it comes to a topic, because of so many thoughts going on in my head, I don't know which thought should go first. And that's where I used to get lost. Um, So I understood that it's just the pressure of people looking at me. Even though it was going to happen in the exam, I just stopped recording and just. I think it's just the nature. I think it's just the.
Well, because that was my point of,
Yeah.
recording yourself, because there are going to be people in your exam, new people, unknown people who will be looking at you and who you won't be knowing. So, but okay.
Like even though like I am a person that would push on the exam day. I would be nervous till the very last minute and I would say I don't know anything, but I don't know what happens in the exam. I would just
You'll
do
score
it.
90%.
And while the speaking was happening, there were two people, so that was actually nerve wracking. So there was and both of them are just looking at you, staring at you, expecting something from you. But I didn't look at them that much. I gave a little bit of glances and then I continued speaking whatever I had to. Yeah, and just it turned out well.
Tell me, for your individual skills like listening, reading, writing, and speaking, what were your go to resources?
So for listening and writing, I just followed Cosmopolitan Formacio and YouTube videos, Easy French, and I also I think I also watched all the videos that you suggested me from Arifi on, even though it was a bit long or boring, but I gained a lot of new vocabulary. And for me, I realized that the subject of environment was a bit challenging because there is a lot of things that you can speak on, and you know it how to speak it in English because you're so used to using like global warming and this and that, but in French, everything is different. Like it's not even similar to English. So that took a lot of time, and at the end, I started doing it subject by subject. Like for 2 days, I would just do environmental things. For 2 days, I would just do like social things. So that helped me a lot to focus on one subject and gain the vocabulary that I need, and just move on from that.
Okay. One challenge a lot of people face is about, vocabulary. They say that, okay, I have ideas, but they are in English. So, how to cope from that?
It happened with me. I used to think in English when I started doing, I think, B1, B2. But because of the daily practice and daily conversations with Kavita ma'am, I realized that you can think in French. It would take a lot of time, and that's when it comes. Like French doesn't come in like 4 months. And even if you complete your grammar, I'm pretty sure you won't be able to deliver what you're trying to think in your head the same way, because thinking in French is takes time. So with and sometimes even I didn't realize that okay, this is I'm thinking in French now, and I have surpassed that plateau, and it took about 7 months to hit that. But daily practice, daily listening French, even though when you're bored, listen to something that is entertaining to you. uh, I think that would help.
Okay, so how did you manage your time while preparing for the exam? What was your daily schedule like?
So for me, it was a bit fixed that I would dedicate 2 to 3 hours daily to grammar. When I started B1, B2, to Cosmopolit, about 30 minutes. So whatever audio I would listen in class, I would just listen it again and try to understand it again, read the articles again, and make my own personal notes, which helped me a lot when I was doing the exam-centric preparations, the personal notes. And after few months, during I think last 2 months, I have been doing papers like mock test, every single section, every single day, no excuses. Sometimes maybe two papers when I'm feeling too motivated. But whatever happens, everything I I did everything every single day, speaking, writing, reading, listening. But I would keep listening and reading, which was comparatively easier for me at the end when I'm like a bit sleepy or when I'm a bit bored in the day, so that it's done, but it doesn't take a lot of energy from me. So when I'm fresh, I would do writing first, and then speaking was mainly done in classes. But at the end, I pushed myself to speak even when I'm alone in the room. So, yeah.
So, are you like an early worm or a night owl?
I'm a night owl, so that did not help because I had early classes at 8 a.m. So I would stay up, and when I'm very stressed and tense, especially I remember one day I had class with Kavita ma'am. I was like, ma'am, I have not slept. I was not able to sleep because I'm so stressed. And all she did was gave me motivation that it's okay, it happens, take your time. If you want, we can reschedule the class, which is very rare. I don't think anybody will be that engaging with you, especially uh, the way that La Fore team is. Like they're very understanding, and they will help you reschedule. They'll understand that life happens, and this is a part of life, and they are even emotionally connected with you. So that is very helpful for someone like me. And that day, ma'am told me it's okay, gave me a lot of motivation, and asked me to rest and then rejoin again afterwards. So that day, I realized that if they are putting this much of efforts, I cannot make any excuses.
Well, that is one thing that I'm proud of. You know, all of our team, not just the teachers, all the team, be it sales or marketing or social media, everyone works so hard.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would agree.
And everyone is so true to their work. And a big shout out to everyone because it's just us. And all the time I'm on screen, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on these podcasts, but even I am even on the website, but it's them who make it work. So a big thanks to all of them. I hope they watch this.
And I would like to add, if I go to anyone who is not teaching, like the team, our team, you go to them and you talk about any student, they know him or her. Any student, this is the problem with him, this is the problem with her. Yes, ma'am, we know. Yes, this batch is this time your student take class. They know everything about each student. They take care of student personally.
Yeah, the level of attention that I got from La Fore is commendable because when I was in Canada, I realized that there are a lot of people who are trying to sell that, okay, we can teach you French in like 30 days, 90 days. And then a lot of people like me would think, okay, it's doable, and then waste their energy, their time. I think time is valuable when you are trying to achieve your PR rather than money, but it's a total waste of your energy and your time, and then you lose that time, you get demotivated, and you drop the idea like I did, waste a whole year. And then so for me, I would say if you find the right teachers and the right support, everything would seem a bit easier, and then you would develop a bit of confidence in yourself. So thanks to the whole team of La Fore, and I hope everybody joins here.
Well, good for us. We make more podcasts.
Yes.
I know you practice with mock tests, but how much and like how many a week and how did you structure them? I know I tell everyone to give one every day at the end, but you tell me what you did.
So, after a few days when I started, you released a video on YouTube on how to plan your writing session, where there is like a detailed structure in Excel sheet and everything, that this many minutes you have to dedicate to thinking your thoughts out and deciding how you will write the task, and this many minutes you should actually get done with your task so that you don't waste time, because there is no time when it comes to writing. There are three tasks that you have to do, and it takes a lot of creative thinking, especially during task 3, where you have to actually show that you are at B2 level. So if you get done with task 1 and 2 on time, task 3, like when you're doing task 3, it allows you time to actually just write it properly. So that video helped me a lot. After that, when I started writing, even if I'm not done in 10 minutes, like you said, for task 1, I would just leave it. And then the next 15 minutes, I would do task 3, task 2, and then the rest of 30 minutes, task 3. Even if you're not getting done, I would just limit my time to that. And after a few days of practice, I realized that I'm able to write it on time. So when you start doing this, it's a bit challenging, and but I just believed in one thing: if she has given the structure, there is a reason. Just follow it no matter what. And then I would complete the writing afterwards, but not while I'm on clock. And then the other day I would say, okay, I was not able to deliver this on time, and I would just send that undone part to get checked. And then I would say, okay, this is what I was able to do. And then afterwards I would send like, okay, this is what I've completed. So that really helped. So that's what I followed. And when it comes to doing practices regularly, I would say the last month I have written a whole book. I have completed a whole book. So no matter what, I would just write, and write, because that was the second most challenging part for me. So I would say at least two complete sets of writing every day for last 15 days. Like from the beginning of January, it was like every day twice the whole writing section, every day twice the whole speaking section. And listening and writing, it was like whenever I'm free, just do it. So I will not keep a count. I would do 5 listening, 6 listening, 10 listenings, readings, so that I am well aware of the questions, I'm well aware of the structure, and I'm just so used to sitting for like 40 minutes straight. So yeah, that was it for the last few days.
Okay. Which section of the TCF exam was the most challenging for you, and how did you overcome that?
It was speaking, definitely speaking, because from the very beginning, like I said, I do not talk much in life in general. So to push beyond that, and to show that I am able to have a conversations in French, has always been hardest for me. So it get a little bit easier when I started talking about my life, about my daily routine with Kavita ma'am. And after that, I understood that, okay, I am able to chit chat a bit in French. So all I have to do is just like focus on the vocabulary, and follow the same manner, and get relaxed in my head. So after that, even with Payal ma'am, when I started the TCF preparation classes, I used to tell her that all I need to do is speaking. I will send you the writing notes, and we can check it like quickly, but I have to focus on speaking, because I'm pretty much confident that I would be able to do the other task, but speaking is something that I would lack in. And she really helped, and at the end she asked me to contact you and get a better idea of where I am when it comes to speaking. And then we started, and those days were a bit demotivating, because okay, you would used to tell me the conjunction is wrong, the tenses are wrong, this are wrong, which is really helpful, because I didn't realize when I was speaking. And for many days there was the same feedback that this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And then I said, I used to keep investing my time revising just the verbs in every tense. So that's what I think you suggested, and even Payal ma'am suggested, that keep on revising and speaking the tenses, so that you don't waste time thinking, and it just becomes your reflex, I guess. So, and I cannot thank you enough for the last few days. The 10 days where every day you would take 30 minutes of speaking with me, and we would just go through it again and again. And I think I was able to do the speaking task and get B2 because of that little push at the end. So, thank you.
No, that's not needed, because you see, that's if it worked out, then it was good effort and it paid well. So there's no need even. Um, yeah, you were talking about speaking, but here I have recently realized. I recently realized that with prep kids, prep students, what I do, I point out the mistakes, and I tell them very bluntly that ये wrong है, वो wrong है, you need to work on your structures, and this is not good, what is happening. It's very blunt, and I just realized this morning, okay, it might not look good to someone. So, but I think, like you said, that it works out best, but I don't know. I mean, I might need to change that a little.
I don't think so.
No, I agree with ma'am. It hampers with confidence a bit at the beginning, but then you realize that if because that's the time when there is a tendency of getting lost for, I guess, for all the students, because there's a lot of exam pressure. There is a lot of like just in general a lot of pressure. So if there is no one to tell you bluntly that okay, this is really wrong, and if you don't work on it, then we don't know what to do. So that time someone blunt and strict is required. So
Well, I am strict and blunt, so yeah. My friends have told me this previously that I do not realize some social situations. So yeah, but it's good. I mean, online student it works out. So I guess
It is
that's
a
it.
antibiotic required for this problem.
That's our in-house doctor.
Okay.
Did you face any setbacks or low points which the listeners could learn from?
yes, though there were many days where I used to feel I want to quit, because there's a lot of jump, and it's a language, so you don't know if you're progressing or not. So from B1 to B2 it's a huge jump, from A2 to B1 it's a huge jump. And after getting done with all the learning portions from B2, when you try to do it with an exam centering point of view, you realize that that itself is a huge jump, because spoken French is different than written French. And whatever you've learned, you're not able to deliver it when you're speaking, and you fumble a lot, or maybe you make a lot of conjugation mistakes, and you're not able to deliver whatever you're thinking in your head. So if there were days when you realize that why am I doing this, is it even worth it, because we've been speaking our maternal language and English, like most of us, since birth, and it's very natural to us, and then we expect that we would do the same thing with French, which is impractical, but it's a dream for a lot of people. And especially in Canada, because of a lot of immigration situations or personal situations or personal growth requirements, people are opting French more and more. But a lot of people quit at the end and get demotivated because they are not able to stay consistent. And I understand, because I was one of them. um, if you are able to push through that pressure, if you're able to push through those difficult days, and there is someone who can support you and tell you that it's normal, it happens to everyone, all you have to do is continue doing what you're doing. So for me, it was all three of you. And because of that, even though I was feeling low, I used to invest a little bit of time, not like 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours on those days, on grey days, I would say, but just like 30 minutes, or just watching Lou, or just watching like something funny, or Patit Nicola also. So something funny, but something that keeps me in touch. And I think I have also watched all the episodes of I don't remember the name. Lupa, I guess. Lupa on Netflix, and there's also a film, A French Lover or something. I like a lot of films in French. So yeah, uh, for me, I would say you have a goal, and there is a reason you have a goal. And when you're learning something new, all you have to do is invest time and just be patient and just keep doing it. That's what I followed and did. And there was a lot of motivation also. I used to tell everyone, I have to crack it in one go. I don't know if I will be able to do it or not, but in my head, I want to do it in one go. I used to keep repeating that affirmation every single day. And I'm not kidding. Every single day I would say, I'll do it in one go. Even though I was getting feedbacks like this, that your conjugation is wrong, your this is wrong, and this is wrong. Still, I would wake up and say, I will do it in one go. So I think a lot of manifestation has also played a huge role.
What are some ineffective study habits or common mistakes students should avoid?
So I would say heavily don't get heavily dependent on apps like Duolingo, or just watching like YouTube videos and expecting you would learn from it. Like, although there are many tutorials like I think French with Alex and that, who would explain you the French topics that are good, but for listening and speaking especially I would say you have to do active practice. And for me, even I got a little bit dependent on ChatGPT. Whenever I used to write, I used to click the picture and send it and say, okay, what's my level? And that is really demotivating, because at some point it would give you level 6, level 7, sometimes level 5, and you have followed everything that your ma'am has asked you to follow. Like you have put subjunctive, you have put all the different type of tenses, and but still it would give you, so it's not reliable because it's a fixed limited data, and in that data it will access whatever analyze and give you the results. So I remember one day Pal ma'am told me, okay, ChatGPT is good, but you have to send it to us as well so that we know what you're doing. So after that, even though it was checked by ChatGPT and I was satisfied whatever, I used to send it to her. But I would say ChatGPT is a bit good when it comes to pointing out your specific mistakes grammatically. Not I I'm not sure, but that's what I used to do. So I would say, okay, I have used the wrong tense, I have used the wrong conjunction or something like that. But after that, when ma'am used to check, there were a lot many mistakes than that. So don't get too heavily dependent on like apps and technology that much. Use it like for refreshing your skills, and take constant feedbacks from your professors, from your teachers, because there is a reason they are a professor and they would give you a proper feedback than just the technology. Um, and other than that, I think when things get really like, I would say, constant, that you have to do this every single day, because life happens, everybody's busy, and there are a lot of things that one person is trying to do in single day, because there's job, there's personal life, and then you're trying to learn French, which actually requires you to sit down and dedicate some time. Like every single day, it's not possible to take out 3 hours, 4 hours, but at the end you have to do it. That's what I realized. And some days when you don't feel like it, it's okay to take a little bit of pause, but just to refresh your mind and then start back again. Because if you get demotivated and quit, then you hit a plateau, and then you have to refresh everything from scratch, which also takes a lot of time. So for me, other than learning French, it was also, I've learned the importance of stress management. So I used to keep calm, I used to meditate, because really used to get sleepless when there was a lot of stress, and then it would affect my daily classes, it would affect my practices, and teachers used to get it, that you have not slept. I don't know what has happened with you today. You are not able to talk. You are doing something. And then I used to feel very shy accepting that, okay, I have not slept entire night, because thoughts were running in my head. But, and with you, Kavita ma'am, I developed a comfort level. I used to tell you, I have not slept, ma'am, I'm so sorry. So, yeah. So La Foret gives you that kind of platform, that you build a relationship with your teacher, and it's not just like academic, it's really motivating, it's emotional connection, that they understand why you are doing this and they allow you to be yourself. And more than that, specifically, they understand that everybody is different, everybody's caliber is different, and they would structure the classes according to your needs, which helped me, and I am sure which will help others too.
And I was laughing in between because that was me. I used to ask Dhwani in class, have you been meditating? I told her कि yoga करो.
Yeah, and I did.
No, during many days when we were doing B1, B2, it happens. She is not able to dedicate time for the task given because many things keep going on personal life as well. So yes, that becomes a bit challenging for everyone. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was really hard, because there was a lot going on in my personal life, which only Kavita ma'am knows. None of the other professor knows. But up, like, trying to manage learning during that phase was itself a challenge. Like, it was a personal challenge with academic challenge. But Well, the days are gone, so
But what I did, that she used to tell me this happened, I couldn't study. So I said, okay, I we don't do the class, but before leaving, tell me all that in French.
yeah.
Then I'll reschedule.
I want to know a few things about your exam day. So tell me what you were feeling on your exam day. How did it go? Can you tell me all of that? You can talk about your exam center as well.
So I appeared for TCF in Bhopal. Uh, the environment was very friendly. The staff is really good, nice, and sympathetic towards you. But the students that were appearing for tests, they were discussing since morning. So there is a lot of discussion, and some of them have, I think 80% of them were reappearing for the test. So there was like a lot of noise around my ears. I was already nervous for my first attempt, and then they would talk like, okay, this was difficult. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. And that really affects your mental health, and then you get really anxious. So that happened with me. But when and I think we started with listening. So when I started listening for first few questions, I was really anxious and nervous, but then I got the hang of it. I was like, no, you're here, you have to do it. And then I really focused and finished listening and reading, which was not a problem for me because I was really confident for that, and I have practiced a lot. So that happened really, like that flow really smoothly. But when it comes to writing, I on that day, because of that pressure, I felt that I have not written properly. And I remember I texted you immediately after I left the exam center that I don't know what I've written, and I'm not really sure about just writing section. Uh, because I was so self conscious about my own ability to write on that day. Because I remember in Bhopal, it's a pen and paper exam. So you have to dedicate time to actually count your own words, which takes a lot of time. Like, even a minute or two is really precious during that time. So, because you could write a sentence in 1 minute. So because of that, I was really panicking, like counting at the very end of the, and I left counting because I thought if I'll start counting for each task, I would lose on writing task 3. So I left counting and I did all the counting at the very end. And somehow I felt that maybe I've not written pretty well because I could have used more subjunctive. I could have used like this and that, which I've planned to use. But after that, that was speaking. So because I was a bit nervous in writing, and I was the last one in speaking, so I had to wait for 5 to 6 kids, and I was waiting there for 3 hours
Oh.
for my turn. And everybody's just like and after that they just keep discussing, which is really awful because you're already anxious, and then even if you don't want to listen, you are listening, and it does affect you a bit. So at the very end, during speaking, I realized everybody was talking that okay, they are asking much more personally. They are asking questions like that. And it did happen. So the introduction went really well, but then it was very talkative. The examiner was really talkative, and because of that, I couldn't ask many questions in task 2, which I was supposed to ask, because you're supposed to ask at least 8 to 10 questions, if I'm not wrong. But I think I've only asked 5 to 6 questions because he was giving long answers and he was giving the same answer in different manner. So that was really hard because I don't know what else can I ask on that same specific response. But somehow it happened. I managed. And for task 3, surprisingly, which was the most hardest for me, I did well. Because he gave something. I think that is it required for you to build new skills when you are in foreign land and when you dream to be in foreign land. I think because it was a bit personal, I could speak with comfort because I was giving a lot of personal life examples. I think that helped boost the marks. And the task 3, which I was most afraid of, went really well. So, yeah. Exam center overall is really good. The professors are good. The instructors are good. But it's just the personal anxiety, I guess.
So, how many other students were there who were giving the exam?
So in total, there were I think a group of 10 students on that specific day, but they have divided the group of five. So 5 people will do listening writing first, the others will do speaking first. Because even though they said that it would take 15 minutes, it took 30 minutes for each student. I don't know what was happening, but 30 minutes each in speaking, and that made me really nervous because I don't know what they are talking in French for so long, because I need to be prepared for it. But it's just that they were really trying to comfort the students in the beginning. Before the introduction, they would speak to you a bit, they would ask you random questions and then make you at ease and then start.
Okay, so the actual task was just 15 minutes.
Yeah, the actual was for 15
Okay, because
minutes.
when I went, it was not a lot. It was just two more students, and they were discussing within each other, and I stayed away. And even they told कि don't discuss after you're speaking or after you're writing. No discussion about the questions. So I don't know. Okay, so overall you were calm, but also you got a little anxious. So, what are some things that you did to stay calm, to be focused, and not, hamper your exam?
So I remember Pal ma'am told me very clearly, Dhwani, you know what you're doing. All you lack is confidence. And she reminded me the last few days that if you get nervous, you'll lose marks, because it's the nervousness, it's the confidence. Even though when you know things, it's the confidence that is that's like an obstacle for you. It was just like an echo of her voice in my head that okay, confidence, confidence, confidence. And then even when for few questions in listening, when I started, I felt like okay, this is a simple question and I'm doing it wrong. I quickly tried to like take a deep breath and continued. I was like, okay, just focus on what he's saying, you know what you're doing. And after writing, I thought that even if it's gone bad, if I think it's gone bad and it's gone bad, I have to check my speaking level. If there is another attempt, I would really need to know where I'm actually at in speaking, and I cannot let anything else like hamper the results of that, because then I don't know where I'm at under the exam pressure. So and they really made an effort to put me at ease while having a normal conversation. I think that helped a lot, which was a bit rare. I have never seen that, but they took out time, 5 minutes I guess, spoke and just asked if I want water and everything is good, and then they started. So I think I would suggest Bhopal Center for anyone who is a bit nervous like me, because they are very considerate people.
Okay, so next we have the rapid fire round. Okay, so Kavita and I will take chances to ask one question each. Okay, it's rapid fire, so you just 1 second.
A French word you struggle most.
I don't remember. No, that there is one. Citoyen.
Citoyen.
Citoyen, yeah, because I'm still saying it wrong because it took a lot of practice.
One French rule you dislike.
That's passé composé and imparfait.
Oh. Okay, one French rule you now appreciate.
Subjunctive.
Fun.
Finally.
A word you always spell wrong in French.
That was responsabilité.
Biggest distraction while you are studying.
Lack of motivation.
One section you avoided practicing.
Speaking.
The section which surprised you on the exam day.
Speaking.
One thought you had right before you entered the exam hall.
I will do it in one attempt.
One emotion that you felt after your exam finished.
Anxious.
Something that you did the night before your exam.
I didn't sleep at all.
Should have slept.
One small win during exam prep motivated you a lot.
When I was able to do speaking a bit better than 10 days ago, I would say.
One thing that kept you going on tough days.
Motivation and my teachers.
Grammar first or speaking first?
Grammar.
Well, that was a good section, but what was that word? Citoyen.
Yeah.
Citoyen. And that was one word that you could never say
Pronounce well,
prop-
yeah.
but the spelling you knew.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fun. So now I want to know the role of your French teachers. We've already discussed this a little, but how did your teachers and the team at La Foret prepare you for the journey?
So I would start with Saurabh. So he was very clear and realistic about the courses and especially the kind of dedication it is required from the students' end. So I would say even after 1 hour of class, if you're not studying for 1 hour or 2 hour yourself, you will not see progress. So it was very clear from the very first day that apart from the learning from class, you would have to put your own self-study time aside. And then with Kavita ma'am, it I got really connected with her on a deeper level, like personal level, also emotionally. And because of that, she understood my nature well, and as per my nature, she articulated the classes. So she understood that I function emotionally, and whatever I'm feeling, she would tweak the class like that. So even if there were low days, she would ask me to just repeat my daily routine, do nothing, just talk in French. So that helped me stay in touch with French a lot. After that, Payal ma'am, which was like a nature shift when it comes to teachers, because she she's really sweet, but she has that aura of a teacher, like a principal, like strict teacher. So she is very crisp and clear. Like you, Vibha ma'am, she would say, okay, this is what is required, this is wrong, and why are you doing, why are you making the same mistake again and again? Like, you have to work on it. Why are you not working on it? So that push was really required when you are stuck in that plateau, I would say. And after that, when she suggested to join your class, and I did, that was again very clear, very crisp, that okay, this is what you need to work on, which I think for me, who get lost in thoughts, was really required. So they played a huge role, and I would say 60% of the success goes to the teachers that helped me stay motivated and pushed me a lot. And even though they helped me enhance to my personality on in personal level, that I talk a lot more, and I'm open to have conversation with stranger. I'm sitting here doing a podcast, so yeah, that's new.
And you also studied with Ishwari, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, in the beginning. Yeah.
in the beginning a
Okay.
bit. Yeah,
So before B1 or
after B1,
After B2, I
after
guess. Yeah,
B2,
yeah.
after B2, yes, for a few days. Um, she is really sweet, really young, and I'm really surprised how she has achieved what she has. And with her, it was like a class with a friend, because of that uh, like young aura, and she helped me build with vocabulary. So when we first started, after a few days, I asked her that vocabulary is the problem, and she used to invest time in finding the topics. And after that topic, she would ask me to read it out, like whatever I've understood, and then give me specific words for enhancing my vocabulary. So I build a lot of vocabulary with her.
did you benefit from the resources that we have made? So, I don't know, have you used the notes on LMS or no? But we have been making a lot of resources. Like, we have the blog and the YouTube videos, which have been live since so long, but there's notes and exercises on LMS as well. So, tell me if, like, how useful were they and how did you use them?
So for LMS, I got to know that really late. So at that point, I did not reach out for LMS, but I have attended every single live sessions since I have joined. So even no matter what the time, early morning, I have attended everything. And I would take notes, even if it's just like a talk session. It's with other students. I would hear their story, and that made me feel a bit better because everyone is struggling in the same boat, and everyone had to overcome the same sort of obstacle in their learning journey. Especially the podcast with Janvi motivated me a lot because I don't know what it was, but I felt connected with her a bit. I could understand the struggles because it was very, very similar. And few videos of yours for speaking and writing, especially, that was a turning point in my practicing era. Because of that video, that was like a benchmark. Okay, this is the video. If I get lost, this many minutes, this many things, and this many rules I have to follow. So those videos helped me a lot. So I used to follow blindly the YouTube videos that you guys posted.
How did the classroom ambience and the support from your co-students helped you in your learning journey?
So when I began my journey, it was one-on-one, and I remember having this discussion with Saurabh that I wanted one-on-one, even for exam prep, because I was just shy. So after a few days, I think when I reached out to you, you suggested that it's real better if you be with other students and it's like a group study, see what others are saying, you'll get new ideas. And I went with it. Even though I was a bit hesitant in the first few classes, I didn't speak anything even when others were speaking. I just used to sit and observe. But then I realized that there are many new ideas that I got from them, and the level of writing I used to see. And then I realized, okay, I have to really work on mine because those people are like a bit ahead of me, I would say, at that time. Um, and when we read out the, especially the writing classes, when people read out their own responses and then you highlight the mistakes, and then I read my own, that whole session helps a lot. And then afterwards you send out an email with the live recording, so that helps again. So you revisit your mistakes, you revisit other people's mistakes, and then whenever you're doing the next writing practice, you would see a little improvement no matter what, because of those feedbacks. So yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I recommend that prep should be with group, and it's not a very large group. It's just 4 or 5 students, so you get to learn from each other a lot. Because see, when we do the writing corrections, that's why I make everyone read what one person has written, so that you also realize how to find mistakes in your writing and others' writing, which will help you on your exam day to correct your text. So
Learning from others'
yeah,
mistakes.
yes. And I also make everyone listen to each other speaking. मतलब नहीं तो speaking we can take one-on-one also, but I make everyone stay for the whole hour, whole session, so that you realize what others good things they are saying and what bad things, like mistakes they are doing, so you remember that no, I don't have to do
And
this.
new ideas as well.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to the students who are planning to give a TCF and TEF exam?
So I would say just keep doing it. Uh, do not get demotivated. It's a long journey. It requires a lot of patience, lot of dedication. But it's important that you take out some time every single day. Even if on gray days when you don't feel like you sit there on your study table for like 3 hours, 4 hours, just an hour of quality studying or like anything like that. Don't lose your touch. Just stay consistent every single day, little bit. Find whatever you feel entertaining. Like when you're bored, for me it was Lou. I used to watch a lot of episodes. So just stay connected with the language, because your mind is constantly working, even when you are not. Even when you feel you're not capable to sit down for so many hours and study, your mind knows French. So even when you're like subconsciously listening something, or just like if you're doing something but you're listening to French. So for me, there were like many French songs. Like even when I'm cooking, or even when I'm doing something like some chore, I would just keep listening to French songs, even though I did not understand anything, just to stay in touch with French. So I would say if I can do it, you can do it. It's a long journey. I know life happens, but just keep pushing. That's all.
So now that you have cleared your TCF and all, what's next?
So I have already applied for my permanent residency. I've got the invitation, and things are flowing really smoothly right now. For future, I would say I want to continue studying. So I would probably do a master's now in my dream university, I guess. And then I do think that I would want to shift to Montreal just to stay connected with French, because it was one of my favorite cities. I've celebrated my birthdays in Montreal, but it was a bit embarrassing when we used to say that, okay, I don't know French, can you please speak in English? Now I can proudly have a conversation in English, French, and order coffee, order whatever I wanted French, and just ask. And now I know why they make a grumpy face when you don't say bonjour. So there's a lot of changes. So if I decide to stay there, I think I would keep the French alive in me.
Great. That is what I wanted to hear. Keep because you have spent so much time on learning a new language, it's better that you keep it with you and you keep on using it.
Yes.
Well, I think that's the end of it. Anything that you want to add from your end, anything personal note or ending note?
Um, so I would say that it's really important where you are learning it from, especially quality. Don't fall for the false advertisement like 90 days, 60 days, because I did, and I realized what I did wrong. It's very attractive at first, but it's really important to listen to those who tells you that it's not possible, because I think they are a bit realer than the other people, and look for quality instructors rather than just having that in head that I want to do it in this many days, because that was me. When I first started, I wanted to do it in 6 months, but then I realized it's not possible. We completed B2 in 6 months, so it was not possible. Um, but with that guided support and that well structure, and look for people who have experience and who genuinely wants you to succeed. So yeah.
Well, that's very nice of you to say. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us today, for being here today. I am very glad that you were able to take out this time for us, and also proud of you, one of our students who has done it with us. So yeah.
Thank you.
It's always inspiring to see good efforts translate into success, even though I do not recommend translating uh, French to English, English to French, no translation. At La Foret, we remain committed to build strong foundations which build a long lasting relations with the students and the language, and to help them clear their French level exams. Thank you for joining us today and staying till the end. À bientôt.